I remember it's the summertime. I don't remember the month. I know it was after the blackout, and so I remember my mother had a good friend of hers who lived in our house. Her name was Doris, and her husband's name was Bo. These were African Americans, and so they lived with us with their children. And Doris was, my mother's best friend. So she's her age. So Doris was out in the street all the time, and Doris, I remember, came up to the house, and it was already dark, and she came to the room and she asked me, it's the first time I heard this term. She said, "Do you want to go to a jam?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What is a party? A party?" Now we were going to basement parties in our building. Again, there were DJs who were bringing sets out, and they're playing, like disco stuff. Um, the kind of breakbeat stuff was really on the cassettes, right? So at this time we're hearing a lot of that, and so I said, "Well, you got to ask my mother." So she asked my mother. My mother said yes. So she takes me, and it's right around the corner. It's on East Tremont. I'm right around the corner from East Tremont, and it's at a schoolyard, 28 schoolyard. I remember walking up them steps as a 10-year-old kid, and I can't say I remember it being packed, but I do remember a table that was in the middle of the schoolyard with a little light on it, and I beeline right to that table, and there was a rope that stopped me from getting closer, and I just watched. There was a DJ, and he was taking two records of Apache, and he was cutting them back and forth. By this time, Grandmaster Flash had already perfected the quick mix theory. Herc had already, been playing around with the merry-go-round since 1975. So by 77, these guys are doing this. This kid is doing this, and there was a lone microphone on the table. I could see it in my mind right now. He grabs the microphone, this other kid, and he starts doing what I kept calling the yes, yes, y'all. And he's doing it to Apache. And, from then on, I started going, remember, I'm going to record stores, buying 45s of the latest hits, and I go in there asking them,